Welcome to video for chapter 16. In this video we're going to take a look at assembly sketches and layouts. Assembly sketches can be used in several ways. For example, a lot of times you use a sketch to lay out a mechanism. And in this case we use this sketch to lay out a set of vice grips. Now the motion is somewhat more complicated than you can get with a simple sketch, so we use blocks to perform this design. So the components that are moving together are a single block, and the blocks generally represent individual components in the finished assembly. So when we started modeling 3D parts, we had a good reference of where to put the parts and how it would all work. So the 3D parts were modeled around the 2D sketches. In general, sketches and layouts are very commonly used tools in assemblies. Let's take a look at another method. Here's one that I got from John Stoltzfus on the Solidworks forum. John is very generous with a lot of information. And let's take a look at how this assembly was put together. It was driven by sketches and planes, so that the sketches and planes can be edited and moved, which will resize the assembly, which resizes the individual components and the overall product. So John's assemblies can be edited very easily. Let's take another look at an assembly driven by a sketch. This one was created a little bit differently. In this case, the sketch was just used as a visual layout for the assembly. We used the sketch to visually place the seat and the handlebars, and the frame was a little more closely driven by the sketch. In the case of this bicycle, it was important to design the frame first, but we had to do it with reference to where the ground was, even though we didn't know exactly where the wheels would be yet. So in this case, a reference sketch within a part in the assembly was how it was completed. Notice that we've got a single part that has the reference sketch created in it. And also in here, we created the chain pattern, which also uses an assembly sketch to achieve that. There we have two different levels of use of assembly sketches in this particular assembly. This is a little more technical look at assembly sketches and how to use them. This is a mold base for injection molding plastic parts, and we want to locate several things within this mold. One of the set of things that we want to locate are the pins. Pins are used to guide plates as they slide up and down. They're used for ejecting the part from the mold. They can be used as structural components and a lot of different things. In fact, you might use a layout sketch for some of the cooling holes and screw mounting holes that you would also have to create in an injection mold of this sort. Second, the plates are driven in their placement and size by another sketch. So you could edit this sketch and essentially change the size and or configuration of the mold. And third, because a sketch is only 2D, we had to control the depth of the plates with a second sketch. In this case, all of the parts are made in virtual form, so they're saved internal to the assembly, but you can see that they're all created in context and in fact driven by the assembly sketches. There are many things that you can do with assembly sketches in SolidWorks, and I think you'll find it advantageous to read through this chapter in the book, especially if you often create products that can be driven this way. Thank you very much.